Orange County Registered Digital.
Hello and welcome to the OCVarsity Gridiron Show Week 6. I'm your host Jonathan Khamis, being joined by Steve Fryer and Dan Albano. Steve, have you ever seen the salmon of Capistrano?
This the swallows of Capistrano, not the salmon.
Not according to Dumb and Dumber, it isn't.
Oh.
All right, guys, it's a league play. League play has finally opened up, and of course, if we're going to do a league play preview show, we got to do it from a Trinity League school, and we're here visiting JSerra. They're playing Santa Margarita, but that isn't our game of the week, is it, Dan? It's Modern Day taking on number 1 St. John Bosco.
Yeah, that is the big one. You know, Modern Day going to St. John Bosco. You know, Bosco beat them twice last year. In the Pac-5 final in league, the Braves won 24-2 in the league game, and then won the CIF final 34-7. So we'll see what kind of offensive adjustment Modern Day can make. Their defense is playing lights out, so but that's going to be a great game.
Trinity League, we've talked about it with the players here, Steve. You said it's the toughest league in the galaxy. So who comes out on top?
I think everybody's got to still go with St. John Bosco. They got the one tough loss to Gorman, but. They still look like the class of the league. Modern Day knocking on the door, they're right there too. And, the other 4, I think you can almost mix and match some fellas. I think, Lutheran, JSerra, Servite, Margarita, all right there. Who knows what's going to happen. You don't want to lose that opener, fellas, because if you do, you got to get three wins probably to make the playoffs. 3 wins is probably what we're looking at. So if you lose that first game, that means you got to win 3 of 4 to get an automatic berth. Winning 3 of 4 in this league, oh man.
Yeah, it's a near impossibility. All right, we caught up with the Lions earlier. Here's what they had to say.
I do think there's more balance in the league. We certainly have improved. Modern Day and Bosco are at the top. Servite's loaded with talent. Orange Lutheran's got great schemes and do a good job. So I can't think of an easy game that you're just going to walk in and get one. You're going to have to earn every single game, every single week.
It come so close to something last year, and think that we got where we wanted to be and not have it taken away from us. That's definitely something that's motivating us this year.
I don't really stop getting nervous until I actually start playing. So yeah, exciting. There's great talent in the Trinity League. So it's good to see who's been working hard, who wants to win.
I just want to show everybody that I'm good enough to play in the Trinity League, and I want to help this team win and get to the playoffs for the first time.
Our thanks to the Lions staff and plenty more leagues to talk about, gentlemen. One of them is the South Coast League, where you got teams like Tesoro and El Toro getting it on week 1. Dan, who do you like in that one?
I'm a little concerned about Tesoro because they've been playing the gauntlet of schedules, and I just don't know if they can keep going week after week. And I kind of got the sense that the Titans were starting to get worn down a little bit on defense, against San Clemente last week. But I think, Tesoro, I think they can pull it off. But I think El Toro's getting better after that loss against Corona Del Mar. And Trey Tinsley in that high-octane offense, they don't give defense as much time to break. So I won't be surprised if El Toro pulls off the upset. But I'm going to pick Tesoro in another close game.
Quickly, before we get to the Freeway League here, Steve, Tesoro, the class of that division?
Yeah, I think so. The class of the league and the division as well, the West Valley division so far. I liked what I saw with Tesoro's defense attacking Sam Darnold and San Clemente last week, so I do like Tesoro in this game.
Freeway League, man, this could be the best Freeway League we've seen in a while, too. Talking about the Trinity League, Sunny Hills 5-0. They're taking on Sonora, La Habra, perennial favorite, but Buena Park, man, they've been getting better and better each year. This is tough to handicap as well. Dan, who do you like in the Freeway League to come out on top?
I like the Highlanders, and I think it's their strength of schedule is going to serve them really well. I think Buena Park is building. They have a lot of young talent. Jalen Hawkins is a all-county type receiver. Zach Taylor's come on really well, but Buena Park's schedule hasn't been nearly as tough as La Habra's, so I'm going to go with the Highlanders.
Who do you like in the Freeway League?
I'm with you, too. I like La Habra as well. I saw Buena Park put up 70 points last week without Jalen Hawkins playing. That was pretty good,
Yeah,
so they're pretty fun to watch, but I think La Habra, they're very quick on defense, a great place on the football field to be quick on defense. So I think La Habra takes that one.
Guys, other leagues to talk about, Garden Grove. Anything else you'd like to mention here before we sign off, Dan?
Well, that's, Garden Grove, Rancho Alamitos is going to be a dandy of a game. This is going to be the toughest team the Vaqueros have played for sure. And, Garden Grove's kind of been, the big kid on the block, in that league. And they're going to be tough to beat. But Nick Brown, has been putting up some huge numbers. We'll see if he can do it again. But I'm going to favor the Argos in this game. But it's going to be fun to see. We're really going to find out maybe, really how good Rancho can be in this league. they still got to contend maybe with Los Amigos as well.
Yeah, you saw Nick Brown recently there, Steve. He's quite an athlete. What's a league, Steve, we haven't mentioned that could surprise some people with some quality play? I know I'm just throwing that out on you.
Well, I always like the Pacific Coast. Coronel Del Mar, is on top, but the rest of that league, it looks pretty fun. I like Woodbridge. University's pretty good this year. Okay. I think it's a better league than a lot of people think, just because Coronel Del Mar is so gosh darn good. Irvine's pretty good right now. So I think going the 2 and 3 positions behind Coronel Del Mar in that league are up for grabs.
Dan, final thoughts?
Seaview League's a sneaky good league, Jonathan and Steve, because we know San Clemente's in there. Tribuco Hills is going to bring it against San Clemente, and Capo's much improved, and they're a team to watch. Come CIF when they're in that Southwest Division. It could be an all Seaview League final for all we know.
All right, that's going to do it for the OCVarsity Gridiron Show this week. We are opening up league play. We are all excited. Look at our smiles. Or at least look at mine. All right, guys, check out OCVarsity.com for all of your latest football updates. I'm your host, Jonathan Khamis, and thanks for watching.
Orange County Register. We are here in the service of Orange County.